Hello, everybody. This is Marek, and we've got another interview here for TEFL Equity Advocates. And I'm really glad to have Annie Altamirano here with me. Hello, Annie. Good morning.
Hello, Marek. Hello, everyone.
And today we'll be talking about TESOL Spain and position against discrimination of non-native speakers that they issued very recently. And Annie is the current president of TESOL Spain. So she'll tell us more about the statement, why they issued it, and what's the reaction been like. So can you tell us a little bit more about the statement, Annie?
Yes. Well, what we did, that is, everything started some time ago, actually. I had been thinking about this for some time, even before becoming president. This is my second term as president. And the situation here in Spain is for non-native speakers in the private sector is sometimes quite difficult, because the situation, it's different in the public sector, because in the public sector only Spanish citizens can apply for a position, which is also a sort of discrimination. But anyway, this is the law. But in the private sector, you can still, it's changing little by little, but you can still see job adverts. For example, TEFL.com, I follow them on Facebook, and lots of ads are coming in, and many ask for native teachers only. So as an association of teachers of English in Spain, I thought, well, we have to do something. I mean, maybe we cannot force, and obviously by law, we cannot force language schools to change their policy. But at least we can show them that they are not doing something legal to begin with. Because the EU law is very clear about that. In Article 21, it clearly says that no person can be discriminated on account of their origin, gender, etc., etc. So what we decided to do in TESOL Spain is include not only the fact of being a native speaker of English or the discrimination on account of the language, but also on account of national, ethnic, or linguistic background, religion, gender, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
And I also noticed, if I can read from the statement here that is on your website, it says that TESOL Spain does not condone job announcement that lists native English, native command of English,
right.
and native fluency. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because
that's right.
perhaps, you know, one would think that, you know, that's neutral language and that's okay, you know, native like fluency. If you have that, then you can teach English. Why did you include that in the statement?
Because, well, one of the board members asked me about that, and I said, I don't want to leave any room for discrimination. A native-like fluency is vague enough to allow for discrimination, because what is native-like fluency? I mean, is it speaking like Vicky Pollard in Little Britain? I mean, Vicky Pollard is a native speaker of English. Do we want that native speaker of English? So, and who decides what native-like fluency is? I mean, somebody can be rejected because they don't have native-like fluency. Okay, what is native-like fluency? Be more specific. I have seen some job adverts that are very specific, and I think in the right way, saying C2 level of English or equivalent. And I think that is a fairer description, because otherwise, who decides?
Yeah, I think, of course, you know, we can argue whether the exams, for example, are valid or not. But I agree with you that, using language simply, a proficient speaker or
That's right.
C1 level. And I think if you look at a lot of, very well-known and very respected schools like British Council, this is the language that they use in the job ad.
That's right. And because I was thinking, I gave the other board members the example of my own language. For example, I am a native speaker of Spanish. So there are all sorts of native speakers of Spanish. And I can think of several examples of Argentine native speakers of Spanish who are definitely not a model of correct language. So, and they are native speakers of Spanish, right? So I thought that if we included this, we wouldn't be allowing for discrimination, or at least it wouldn't be so easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a very, very interesting move forward, because I think other statements don't include that. And if you look at TESOL.com, where you were talking about those job ads for native speakers, actually what has changed now, a lot of those job ads that were for native speakers, now they use native-like to comply with EU regulation.
That's right. Yes, that's what I've seen. Native-like fluency, okay. And who decides?
Yeah, I think it's just a proxy for saying we want native speakers, basically.
Right, because for example, Benedict Cumberbatch, okay, when he reads Richard III, is that native-like fluency? Is that what we want? Vicky Pollard, is that what we want? They are natives. What kind of native-like fluency are we talking about?
Yeah, and I also think, a lot of non-native speakers can also be very good models of
right. I can think of lots of people who are non-native speakers of English, and you would find it difficult to tell the difference.
Yeah, well, they might have an L1 accent, but they're still a good, intelligible model of pronunciation.
That's right. That's right.
I think in here, we could be talking about it for a very long time and perhaps open a can of worms. But coming back to the statement, what was their reaction? What has it been so far?
Well, I was at the beginning. I was afraid when I decided to bring this into the board meeting. I was afraid that the native English speakers of the board would feel threatened by this position of mine. And what I did was, to begin with, assure them that this is nothing against. I mean, it's my view of this is not us and them. No, because I also think that many native professional, wonderful teachers, native English teachers, are being discriminated when you see ads that say qualifications desirable but not essential. And you say, come on. Or, for example, in a very important Spanish company, I remember one human resources person asking my boss for specific accents. He said he wanted teachers with English or American accent, but not Irish, Scots, or New Zealanders or South Africans. That is also discrimination. So it's not only us who are suffering the discrimination, it's also, I mean, I have a couple of Scots who are friends, and their English is perfect. I mean, I see no problem with their English. So why English from England, but not English from Wales or South Africa? So they saw the points, and they thought it was right. And also, I told them about what had happened at TEFL. And I also brought information, research, etc. So it was agreed, it was, that is, we had a consensus there, and we said, okay, we're going to issue this position statement, and it is necessary in Spain. And so far, we have published it in the on our website, and we have sent an official letter informing TESOL International and TEFL of our position. They are really very happy about that, and very happy that we have decided to take this step. And the place where you see more interaction is on Facebook. And the minute we put it on Facebook, we have been receiving, ever since last week, we have been receiving lots of very positive comments. Very, very positive comments. Everybody seems to be very happy that we have taken this step. And I am really very happy. I think it's only fair that we should do it. Yes.
That's fantastic. I mean, I've seen that post on Facebook, and I've seen that it's been getting a lot of positive reactions. So yeah, it's definitely a very positive step forward. I mean, if I was to become a member of TESOL Spain, I'd be much more likely to do so if I knew that. Well,
we have already, yes, we have already received a couple of messages from people saying, I am going to become a member of TESOL Spain because you have done this. So it's really very, very satisfactory. I mean, we are really very, very happy.
That's fantastic. And perhaps the question, how are you, and if you are planning to put it into practice? I mean, you said you can't really force schools to, you know, to adopt any policies, but perhaps you can inform them. Or, I mean, if, let's say, a TESOL Spain member gets rejected for a job, or can they get help? Are you planning to put it into practice somehow?
Yes, yes. Of course, now during the summer, it's quite difficult to organize things because everybody is finishing things and thinking of the holidays. But, well, to begin with, you know that we have invited Silvana Richardson. She's going to be the opening plenary speaker at our Elche convention in 2017. And she's going to talk about exactly that, native and non-native English teachers. There will also be a round table. You are invited, you know.
Thank you.
You're going to be on the panel. And we hope that lots of teachers will attend the round table and will share with us their thoughts. And I am also thinking of, that is, we also thought about publishing the statement. I have to prepare a Spanish version, and we are also thinking of sending it to the main newspapers in Spain, possibly El Mundo, El País, Vanguardia, so that it's on the news. And we also, I mean, I was also thinking of using our area coordinators to send this position statement and a letter to the language schools in their region. It's going to be possibly easier for them to find out about their language schools in their regions and send them the letter, and asking them to please contribute to a fairer teaching ELT world in Spain. Of course, then each language school is going to decide what they are going to do. But at least I think they should be aware that they are not doing something correct. that what they are doing is not right if they are not, that is, if they are discriminating in any way. And the idea is that if we find that a member has been discriminated, well, we can send a polite letter to the language school asking them to reconsider. I don't know if we can do anything else as an association, but at least we can raise awareness, and teachers will know that there is something they can cling to, that is Article 21 of the EU law. If they feel they have been discriminated, they should act against it. It's not just like
And I think it's very reassuring that, a national organization, association like TESOL Spain is also supporting you. If you've been discriminated, I think I would feel very, very reassured.
That's right. That's right. I mean, we cannot provide legal assistance because we don't have the means for that. But at least we can tell them, okay, there is this article in the law, and you should tell them that they are doing something illegal. And here you have a resource. Maybe it's something that if you want to go on with some legal action, this is what you need. Because
to finish off, what else do you think needs to happen? Perhaps we can speak, locally of Spain or more general in ELT to make it a more fairer profession in terms of this native, non-native speaker debate.
It's quite difficult because, I mean, in every country is a different world. But here, what I think needs to be done is that teachers are more aware of their rights, and also that teachers are more, non-native teachers are more aware of the urgent need of continuing development. And I think that this continuing development is something essential. That is, if we teachers, both native and non-native, but especially the non-native teacher, if we go on studying, if we go on improving our professional level, if we also, I think that many teachers are afraid of giving a talk, organizing a workshop, I mean, participating actively, coming into the spotlight. I mean, we have this sort of, I say we in general, this sort of standing in awe of the native speaker lecturer, for example. So why? Maybe you also have something to say, and it's very valuable. I mean, we have to break this barrier.
Yeah, so become sort of more value ourselves as non-native speakers a little
That's
bit
right.
more.
That's right. I think that if we don't start by ourselves, that is, with our own self-image, valuing ourselves as teachers of English, as professionals, nobody's going to do it for us.
I agree. I think it's a very good point. And, TESOL Spain has, is doing some top-down action to fight this problem, but I think we need that bottom-up action as well, and us becoming more, self-confident and valuing ourselves a little bit more, I think.
Yes.
So, fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time, Annie, and thanks a lot to you and all the other board members that came up with this statement. And check out TESOL Spain website, tesol-spain.org. The statement is there, and we'll also put it up on TEFL Equity Advocates website. So thanks a lot for watching, and thanks again, Annie, for this brilliant statement.
Thank you very much, Marek, because this movement was made public thanks to you and TEFL Equity.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really nice to hear. Thanks a lot.
To stay up to date, follow TEFL Equity on social media. We're on Twitter at TEFL Equity, on Google+, on YouTube, and on Facebook. You can also visit the website for free resources such as lesson plans, webinars, and blog posts. And you can also support the campaign for equal professional and employment opportunities for native and non-native speakers.